Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel English Literature. Now we are going to talk about Shakespeare's tragedy Macbeth, Act-2, Scene-2. In Scene 1, Act-2, Scene-1, we already find that it is the climax time and Macbeth is going to Duncan's chamber to murder him. So murder is happened off stage. Now Lady Macbeth is waiting for Macbeth's return after killing Duncan. She comments that had the sleeping Duncan not looked like her father, she would have killed him herself. That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. Which, that which, what does it refer to? The wine. The wine which has made the gods drunk has made her daring, bold, courageous. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. The wine which has rendered them unconscious. Quenched means here senseless. Not quenched in today modern English sense that the thirst will be quenched. Hath given me fire, energy, courage. Hark, peace. It was the owl that shrieked. So in the previous previous act, she talks about raven. Now she is mentioning owl. Owl is also an ominous bird. He is the fatal bellman. Like a bellman, what happens? A bellman announces death. Bellman announces death, and likewise the owl is also announcing death. The fatal bellman, which gives the sternest good night. Which gives the sternest good night. Why it is the sternest good night? Sternest good night means most horrible or cruel good night. Suppose I am going to be hanged tomorrow. Now in the night the bellman just strike the bell to warn me, to suggest me that go to sleep, this is your last night and tomorrow you are going to be hanged. So that bell will be the that signal, that good night will be the sternest good night for me. Do you understand? So as in the morning the person is going to be hanged, so the night bell that is conferring the person to sleep, that after that night he will be hanged. So this is the most horrible good night for the person who is going to be hanged. And here that horrible act is doing by the owl. He is about it. The doors are open and the surfeited groom. Surfeited means overfed. Grooms means guards. Do mock their charge with snores. What does it mean? They are mocking their charge. They are meant to be guarding. They are meant to guard Duncan, but they are snoring. So they are mocking their charge. So they are first asleep and they are snoring. That they are completely forgotten of the duties. But they are not responsible for that. It is Lady Macbeth's wine and all the drug that caused them so much absorbed in sleeping and snoring. I have drugged their possessed. What is possessed? It is actually a bedtime drink. Before the person go to bed asleep, it is a bedtime drink. And this drink is drugged by Lady Macbeth. The death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. So the bedtime drinks which she gave them were drugged. And now they are sleeping in such a way, I have got cold. And now they are sleeping in such a way that it is impossible to understand whether they are living or they are dead. Now Macbeth. Within. Who is here? What? Who? Macbeth is startled and he is making some sound. Who is here? What is this noise? Lady Macbeth is now in a tense situation. Alas, I am afraid they have awakened, and it is not done. The attempt and not the deed. The attempt is all done, but not the deed is accomplished. Confounds us. It will ruin us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I have done it. So, what Lady Macbeth is saying? Lady Macbeth is saying that if the sleeping Duncan was not looked like her father, he would have killed him herself. So, from this speech we find that how much boastful she was in her previous comments. She is not completely cold-blooded. She is not completely cold-blooded. She has some soft corners. She has pity. She is not so much bold as she wished to prove herself. Enter Macbeth. I have done the deed. Oh, sorry, my husband. For the first time in this drama, and he only here Lady Macbeth addresses him as my husband, and nowhere else in this drama she just addresses it like this. Macbeth, I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise? Lady Macbeth, I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. The cricket, the owl, all are ominous insects and birds. Did not you speak? And I heard that you are speaking. Macbeth, when? Lady Macbeth, now? As I descended. Now. Hark! Who lies in the second chamber? Donalbain. Who is Donalbain? Donalbain is the second son of Duncan. First son is Malcolm. So, this is sorry sight. Now Macbeth after the murder is totally out of his mind. A tremendous turbulence is going on in Macbeth's heart. He is pondering over his deed, what he has done, that sight, that feelings he is pondering over. This is a sorry sight. What differs with this? This is the murder scene of Duncan. Looking on his hands. A foolish thought to say a sorry sight. Macbeth, there is one did laugh in the sleep and other one cried murder. That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep. So in this speech between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, you will find that they are not communicating with each other. They are not communicating with each other. Macbeth is going on in his way and Lady Macbeth is going on her way. What Lady Macbeth is saying, Macbeth is not listening. Macbeth is totally lost. Lady Macbeth, there are two lodged together. Now they are talking separately. Macbeth, one cried, God bless us, and Amen, the other. And they had seen me with this hangman's hand. Hangman's hand means with this murderous, this bloody hand. It is Macbeth is thinking that they had seen me in this murderous hand. Listening their fear, I could not say Amen. But Macbeth could not say Amen. When they did say God bless us, So Macbeth is saying that Macbeth is feeling so much bitter now that they are invoking God's blessing, but he cannot do that. Lady Macbeth, consider it not so deeply. Lady Macbeth is acting very practical here. In this critical situation when Macbeth is totally lost, Lady Macbeth is behaving more practically. But the fact is that Lady Macbeth is short-sighted. She cannot see the after effect of the murder that Macbeth could foresee. Macbeth, but wherefore could not I pronounce Amen? Macbeth is pondering over the same thought. What is the reason for my inability to utter the word Amen? I had most need of blessing, and Amen stuck in my throat. Now in this situation, when Macbeth is already fallen into sin of regicide, killing Duncan. Macbeth is already fallen into sin. Now he needs God's blessing most. Lady Macbeth, these deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad. So Lady Macbeth is trying to soothe him, trying to make him calm. That you should not think about these actions. And if you think like this, you will go mad. Macbeth. But Macbeth is not listening to Lady Macbeth. Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the ravelled sleep of care. Knits up means straighten. The ravelled sleeve of care. Means tangled. So just sleep is very important. Sleep ties up the tangled thread of care. Sleep means the end of a day's journey, day's life. And sleep is soothing balm for us. But Macbeth has killed the sleep. Glamis hath murdered sleep. Sorry. The death of each day's life. Sword lover's bath, balm of heart minds, great nature's second course, chief nourishment in life's feast. So these all are attributes of sleep. Sleep is very important, and these are the attributes of sleep that Macbeth mentioned here. Most nourishing is sleep. Nature's gift is sleep. Sleep gives us strength and also ties up all the tangled thread of care. Now, Lady Macbeth, what do you mean? Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Corder shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. Too pathetic, these lines are too pathetic and full of pity. And from now on, Macbeth will not sleep. Macbeth has murdered sleep. Who was it that thus cried? Who I wore this thin? You do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. So Lady Macbeth is asking, who was it that spoke these words? O the thin, why do you allow your noble strength to weaken, unbend? To think so brain-sickly. You are thinking in such a way that you will sick your brain. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. What is this filthy witness? The filthy witness refers to the mark of blood, evidence of murder, filthy witness, blood mark, blood stain. That is the evidence of the crime. Why did you bring these daggers from that place? So Macbeth unconsciously brings the daggers. See, he is so much disturbed with his act. But Lady Macbeth is here working practically. They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood. So Macbeth previously plans that. But now he is so confused that he cannot do anything. Okay. Macbeth, I'll go no more. So Macbeth is denying to go. Macbeth is denying to go. Okay, I am want to tell you something, that in Act 1, Scene 7, there is a line when Macbeth is planning, bring forth male children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it? Do you remember those lines? Go back to Scene 7, and then you will find that Macbeth is planning to stain or smear the sleepy guards of Duncan's bedchamber with blood. And now that very Macbeth is so much puzzled, confused, grief-stricken, terror-stricken, that he is totally inactive, and he brings the daggers with him. And he is saying, I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not. So Macbeth is very afraid now. Macbeth is very shocked now, that I shall not go to that side again. I am afraid to think of what I have done. I do not have the courage again to face that sin. Lady Macbeth, infirm of purpose, you are weak in carrying your purpose. Give me the daggers. And the sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. Those who are asleep and those who are dead are no better than inanimate things. They are same as picture. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If it is only a child who feels afraid to see a picture of devil or some horror picture, only a child. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal. So if Duncan is bleeding, I'll smear the faces of the guards also with blood. For it must seem their guilt. Then it will be, it must appear that the guards are the murderer. Okay. Now, a knocking. Macbeth, whence is that knocking? Lady Macbeth has gone for doing those work, and now Macbeth is talking. Whence it is soliloquy? Whence is that knocking? From where this knocking has come? Hushed with me, when every noise appalls me? What is the state of my mind when every noise is overwhelming me with fear? Appalls me. Frightens. Appalls means frighten. What hands are there? What is the state of my hands? They pluck out mine eyes. They offer a shocking sight. Pluck out mine eyes means they offer me sorry sight. Shocking sight. With all great Neptune's ocean was this blood clean off my hand. Now it will echo later part in Lady Macbeth's voice. Macbeth is saying, will all the water that is to be found in the great god Neptune's ocean wash my blood covered hands clean? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine. On the other hand, this blood on my hand will redden all the masses of the water on the surface of the globe, making the green one red. This blood will change the green colored ocean to a uniform red. So Macbeth is totally puzzled. Macbeth is totally grief-stricken. He is thinking that no water can wash it out. On the contrary, this will make the water bloody. Now in the meantime, Lady Macbeth came. My hands are of your color, but I seem to wear a heart so white. So my hands are also covered with the same color, but I would feel ashamed to harbor any fear in my heart. Now knocking. Again there is a knocking. I hear a knocking at the south entry. What? At the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. We must now retire to our bedroom. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Oh my God, it is a great irony. This word once spoken by Lady Macbeth will be totally altered. Your constancy hath left you unattended. So, your constancy means your firmness hath left you unattended. Deserted you. You are in an unstable condition. Again knocking. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown. Just put on your dressing gown. Lest occasion call us. When it will time, they will call us. And so as to be watchers. And as behave just like we are awake till late hour. We had been awake till a late hour in the night. Just don't be like that. Do not look so miserably lost in your thought. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts. So just put the face. Lady Macbeth is telling him to put on the face. Go to your room, dress yourself in nightgown, and just wait for the call. And behave that we are sleeping just. Macbeth. To know my deed was best not to know myself. Now, Macbeth is still now lost in himself. It is better for me to remain permanently lost in my thoughts than to be fully conscious of my deed. So, Macbeth cannot recover. Till now, Macbeth cannot recover himself. Again knocking. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst. So Macbeth is desperately wanting to reverse his deed. Macbeth is desperately wanting to reverse his deed, but it is not possible. The arrow is already shot, you cannot take it back. Anyway, how much he tried, it is not possible. Okay, till now Macbeth is totally shattered, Macbeth is totally confused, and Macbeth is grief-stricken, and Macbeth is unsettled. Macbeth is nervous. And Lady Macbeth is trying to soothe him, telling him and giving him practical manners, practical advices. But Macbeth is not in the mood of listening at all. And in the next scene, we will find what will happen after that. Okay. So let's have a look at the sleeping Duncan. Bye. Thank you.